Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Man, it is crazy sunny outside. Um, the heat advisory in New Jersey is still on. Uh, if you're in the Northeast, if you're in the area, wherever other parts of the country where this is happening, please be safe, hydrate, get some shade, don't overdo it. Um, this heat can get very deadly pretty fast. So, and it's been like that for a couple of days now. So, and it's gonna be like that for a couple more days. Um, Tomorrow, I'm gonna be in New York City, actually helping out with the Mamdani campaign. Tomorrow is the New York City primary election day, so that should be fun. Maybe I'll make some content there. Um, I still have yet to do a New York City walking tour video. There's so many out there. I don't even know if it's even worth it for me to do that. I'm trying to do like more of these niche markets. Some of these places that a lot of people don't visit. So we'll see how that works out. I'll bring my camera just in case. Um, Man, I just want to sit down for a sec. Let's see. Bam. All right. Before I start babbling on about other things, we want to kind of discuss what's going on with Iran. I kept saying Iran. I don't know why I do that. The Jersey accent kicks in sometimes, but of all people should know, I guess, you know, that it's Iran. So, right? Or Iran. Yeah, I guess that's the proper pronunciation, but tomato, tomato. Um, the conversation is really about Iran and oil. So, uh, Iran is a oil-rich country. We all hear the stories about the United States and how our relationships are with oil-rich countries. The memes are hilarious, messed up, and true, somewhat. To some degree. I mean, we're involved there so much in the middle of nowhere, and then you got like religion and stuff, like three biggest religions in the world coming out of there. I don't know. Doesn't much to do with it, but we got the eighth largest oil reserves, second in natural gas. Iran controls access to the Strait of Hormuz. Hormuz, I might be saying that wrong too, where 20% of the world's oil flows through that strait. So logistics and access are key, and it's kind of interesting when we kind of compare the parallels between what's happening there and a lot of Israel's actions lately with Gaza and all that. There's conspiracies out there, something to keep an eye on. Of course, not sure if it's true or not, how true it is, but the fact that they might be trying to build another passageway there, not trying to rely on these countries, not trying to rely on Egypt with their what is it called, the Suez Canal, I think it is over there. So we've had some incidences of that in the past few years, right? Of remember that that big container ship that just cost billions of dollars, I guess, just sitting there because it couldn't get through. I don't know. So remember that. But yeah, we and Iran has the power to disrupt the global oil supply, right? Through a lot of its proxies. I mean, I'm not here to be on one side over the other. As an American, there's always going to be some level of bias and understanding, but these proxies, I guess, do exist according to intel. So, and the sense of they exist, but Iran refuses, I guess, to acknowledge that they back them up. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, has been labeled one of the things that Iran has the power to work with. Why the United States gives a flying F about all this, right? I mean, you know, is it really about getting access to oil, or more so about protecting global oil flow, right, for our current economy and our allies? Um, that's key, right? So we have an enemy, we have a enemy there in that area, and we have to kind of like maneuver around them. I mean, Donald Trump's taking a whole different approach than previous presidents have, so he's just going straight for it, I guess. But well, I guess Bush with the weapons of mass destruction, I don't know what that was all about. And then the previous time we were out there uh, with the whole Kuwait thing and the oil fields. They also to keep oil prices down and keep the power out of China and Russia. So there's not arms race. Sorry, there's a bigger competition here, right? Bigger global competition going on over here because everybody has their buddies, and we decided that the other side is the enemy, and all their friends are the enemy. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess, right? So, and then we have history with these countries. So, big oil is involved, of course, the big oil companies, right? We got to look at what's been going on with that too. So Trump got nearly $100 million from oil executives during his campaign for his campaign for his election process, and then he also apparently asked big oil for $1 billion in donations, and he was going to reverse the climate rules and regulations, which he did. Right, first day in office, just started reversing climate and green energy initiatives backwards, and getting us back. It's like one step forward and three steps back, right? As far as energy goes, it hurt, man, because I'm a big advocate for green energy, in the sense of, like, I understand it's not an easy process. I understand it's going to cost a lot of money up front, right? But come on, man, like, I believe in science. Right? And the science shows that the more we mess around trying to get oil, fossil fuel energy, the more harm we're causing to our planet. And it's a whole process. You gotta look it up how it works. And once you understand, you're like, oh damn, this is what's going on. It's just like slow deterioration, but it's starting to ramp up now, and explains also why it's starting to ramp up. So I would do some research on that if you're not up to date with that. But a lot of people who are advocates know what's going on. So his first day in office, he cut all that back, and then there's a whole fossil fuel lobbying that has been going on. This stuff has been delaying green tech for so long. These companies, man, it's all about short-term profit. Obviously, nobody's looking down the road. They know that even the presidency is only between 4 to 8 years, right, total, not consecutive, but whatever, it could be consecutive. So it's just like, what can I gain now out of this situation? It's a good thing and a bad thing in some sense with this. So yeah, they're looking at profit. Of course, profit is key, and they're trying to find ways around the environmental regulation to do that. They will, of course. So it's crazy because it's a simple path that we ignored here, if you think about it, right? All the money that we have that could have been invested into more solar, wind, nuclear, geothermal energy, right? We have allies on our side. We, first of all, like, just our own allies, close allies alone, Canada and Mexico, NAFTA, right? The NAFTA alliance. We should have worked with them to create a stronger green energy grid, right? The reason why I say this is because, of course, if we're out there because of oil, we're gonna at the end of the day, right now, if it might come out at some point, right? And nobody ever wants to show because there's no real proof, but oil is a big part of this. What's going on, right? They want to control oil. We want to control oil. So we're basically sending we might be sending our young men and women here into war again for something we don't even need if the countries were to just kind of work together and create and kind of prop up this other incentive. The reason why they won't do that, think about it, man. It's just straight up greed. The system's been established the way it is by these companies, and they want more out of it. They don't want to change these things. Even big oil companies don't. I don't know if they want to like get away from their main business of oil and start. They should. I mean, I was thinking they would start investing into green energy more themselves, saying, "All right, like, oil has been our thing, but now the platform's changing. Oil, fossil fuel energy, it's finite. It's not a renewable resource. It's harming the planet. Maybe all this money we've collected over the decades, centuries, maybe even at this point, we should invest into propping up another source of energy. That way we don't have to go around fighting these wars, right? Something that's become obsolete now. So I don't get it. I don't know. Why can't we just do that? Maybe that's our future, right? We're going to have to go through a little bit of the storm, and then maybe at the end we'll see somebody will come in, the next generation will come in and say, nah, we're not doing this again. Yeah, I think that's the only path forward I see, man, if we want to get out of this. Like, first of all, we got to take power away from these big oil companies. If you don't, I mean, I know capitalism is capitalism. It's got to play its game. At least, like, they start capitalizing on green energy, man. It sucks, right? That it's still capitalism at the end of the day, but I'll take it over this if they did that, right? I would pay even a little bit more for that, right? I don't care about if at the end of the day, like, if I'm paying this much for my gas price or whatnot. Yeah, we all complain, oh, gas is too high. Now it's gonna get even higher because of this war we're starting. But at the end of the day, if we could wipe them off the planet, then yeah, great. Well, oil will be affordable for us, and we'll have control over it. Still destroying the planet even more. What is that? What kind of future are we leaving for our kids? Right? I don't have any kids. I don't plan on having any kids. I'm not bringing no kids into this world. That's a separate conversation as well. How this next generation isn't having kids, and like you can't blame them, because why? What's the freaking point? So yeah, it seems to be pointing all towards oil again, and we'll see how things go when it comes to this, but we can't ignore what's in front of us. So see you in the next video.